Are the prosperity preachers deceptive, or are some of them deceived and preaching what they really believe? There is no doubt in my mind there are people in both those categories. And there are all kinds of prosperity preachers, some of them not all that bad. In other words, the prosperity gospel is a broad phrase for a continuum of kind of emphasizing immediate worldly benefits as a result of following Jesus. Now, the reason I say it's a continuum is because you may have an absolute charlatan over here who's in it for the money and he's a crook. That's the first kind. And here you may have somebody who genuinely believes he's preaching the truth because he sees in the Bible that we're children of God and children ought to dress like it, drive like it, live like it, fly like it. And then you got the guy over here who's right on the edge of truth because, it's true life gets better in many ways if you become a Christian. Moral changes that Jesus works in a person's life help him in a lot of practical ways. Help him be a better dad, help him work harder, help him to be a more responsible citizen. It's not an accident that Western countries prosper. They're all influenced by Christianity. So prosperity does come in indirect ways when the gospel moves into a culture. It does. History proves it. So you might have a guy there, and he's just getting the balance there not quite right. What I just published a week ago, the third edition of Let the Nations Be Glad, my book on missions. And the new thing about the book is that there's a chapter on the prosperity gospel. You can get the chapter free and download it at Desiring God tonight in a PDF format. You can print it out. Just go to Desiring God, type in Let the Nations Be Glad, new edition, go to the introduction and print it out, and you'll have 12 pages of my critique of the prosperity gospel. And the critique is basically, I try to put it in the form of pleas to prosperity preachers. I don't want to condemn them lock, stock, and barrel. I want to rescue them. I want them to become more holistic and get the gospel full and right. And I think when you make promises that you can't follow through on because God's not going to follow through on them, then you hurt people. And the saddest thing is that the prosperity preachers take it to the poorest countries of the world. We export the prosperity gospel from rich America to West Africa. And we gather a stadium full of 30,000 dirt poor sustenance farmers, and we tell them their pigs won't die if they follow Jesus. Or they'll find some running water, or their wife won't miscarry. And then they collect their offerings and go home, and who cares what the result is? And those poor people, they come, they need help, they want hope. And we have a great message for them. The forgiveness of sins and a Christ who loves them and cares for them. And in fact, He will give them capacities that will enable them to improve their life. But it's different than making those unrealistic promises about immediate material blessings. So I don't mean to say, brother, that they're all charlatans. There are many that are totally well-meaning, and there's some that are not only well-meaning, but are getting it almost right. So if you want to know my full thinking about it, you can get that chapter just printed out.